Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to build something really cool. We have a Formula 1 car to build, and not just any Formula 1 car. This is the Aston Martin AMR23 from LEGO Speed Champions. There are hundreds of small LEGO pieces in this set, and by the end of this video we are going to have our very own Formula 1 racing car. So let's open the box, take a look at all the pieces and start building. I really like Formula 1 cars because they look fast even when they are standing still. They have a very long front wing, a low body, big racing wheels, and lots of small aerodynamic details. And LEGO has done a great job turning all those details into LEGO bricks. So let's get started. First, let's open the box. Here we have the building instructions. And here are all the LEGO pieces. There are quite a few bags, so we will build the car step by step. One of the most important things when building LEGO is to take your time. Some of these pieces are very small, so it is much easier to find them when we keep everything organized. Let's put the pieces on the table and start with the first section of the car. At the beginning, it doesn't really look like a Formula 1 car. We are just building the basic structure. But this is where every LEGO model starts. A few small pieces become a bigger section, and then those sections come together to create the final model. Let's connect these pieces carefully. And now another small section goes here. Everything needs to line up correctly. If something doesn't fit, it is usually better to stop and check the instructions rather than forcing the piece into place. That's one of the fun things about LEGO. You don't need to rush. You can just enjoy the process. Now we are starting to see the shape of the car. This is the bottom section, so it is going to support everything we build on top. The chassis of a Formula One car is very important. It needs to be strong, but at the same time, the real racing car has to be extremely lightweight. Of course, our Lego version doesn't have to race around a Formula One track, but we still want it to look as realistic as possible. Let's add another layer. And another one. Now the body is becoming longer. I really like these green pieces because they immediately make the car look like an Aston Martin racing car. Let's continue. Here we need a few smaller pieces. These tiny parts may not look important right now, but they will become part of the details later. This is something I really enjoy about Lego sets. When you build a model for the first time, sometimes you have no idea why you are adding a particular piece. And then 10 minutes later, you look at the model and think, oh, that's what that piece was for. Let's keep going. Now we are moving towards the front of the Formula One car. This is where things start getting interesting. The front of an F1 car has a very recognizable shape. There is a long nose and a front wing that helps the car stay stable at high speed. Our Lego version has some really small details here. Let's carefully attach these pieces, one piece at a time. And now we have the beginning of the front wing. It is surprisingly detailed for such a small model. Let's add the next section. And another small piece goes underneath. You have to look carefully at the instructions because some pieces look almost identical, but they can have slightly different shapes. So always check before connecting them. And now, look at that. The front of the car is starting to look like a real Formula One car. We can already imagine it driving around a racing circuit. Of course, right now it still needs a lot of work. We need the cockpit, the wheels, the rear wing, and many more details. So let's continue. Now we are going to build the cockpit. This is where the Formula One driver sits. The cockpit of an F1 car is very small compared with the size of the whole car. The driver is surrounded by the body of the car, and there is also the famous halo safety system. Let's build that section now. First, we need to create the seat area. Then we add the pieces around it. And here is our little Lego racing driver. Let's put the driver into the cockpit. He is ready to race. But I don't think we should start the race just yet. The car isn't finished. We still have a lot of building to do. Let's carefully add the parts around the cockpit. And now we can see how the driver's position fits into the whole design. The halo is one of the most recognizable parts of a modern Formula One car. It is designed to protect the driver's head. Lego has recreated this detail in a very small space. Let's attach it carefully. And there we go. The cockpit is complete. Now the car really starts to look like a Formula One machine. Next, we are going to work on the sides of the car. These sections are going to make the car much wider. This is where the green bodywork really starts to stand out. Let's connect the pieces. And another one. And another. Now let's check both sides. We want the left and right sides to look symmetrical. That means we need to pay attention to which pieces go where. This is also a good reminder that Lego building is not only about putting bricks together. It is also about looking at shapes and understanding how different parts fit together. Now let's add the side details. Some of these pieces are very small, but when they are all together, they create a much more realistic racing car. Let's continue. The body is getting longer and wider, and now we can finally see the overall shape. It is definitely starting to look like an F1 car. Let's turn it around and look at the other side. Everything looks good. So let's move on. Now we are getting to the rear of the car. This is one of my favorite parts. Formula One cars have a very interesting rear section because of the engine, aerodynamic parts, and rear wing. Our Lego model has a lot of details packed into a very small area. Let's build the rear section step by step. First, we need the base. Then we add the pieces around it. And now the shape is changing again. Let's add these green pieces. Now we need some darker pieces. These give the rear section a little more contrast. And here is another small detail. It may not look like much on its own, but once everything is finished, it will make the model look much better. Let's keep going. The back of the car is almost complete. Now we need the rear wing. The rear wing is one of the most recognizable parts of an F1 car. It is also one of the first things you notice when you look at the car from behind. Let's attach it carefully. And there it is. The rear wing is in place. Now the car is really starting to look like a racing machine. Now it is time for the wheels. And this is a very important moment because the car finally gets to stand on its own. Let's build the first wheel assembly. The wheels are quite simple compared with the body, but they make a huge difference. We need 4 wheels. 1 for each corner of the car. Let's attach the first one. And the second one. Now let's turn the car around. And attach the other 2. There we go. The Aston Martin Formula 1 car can finally stand on the table. Let's give it a little push. Yes. The wheels are rolling. That means we are getting very close to the finish. But we still have a few details to add. And those details are what make this model special. Now we are at the final part of the build. This is where we add all the small details. Some of these pieces are tiny. Let's take our time. First we add this section. Then another small piece here. And another one on the other side. Now let's check the front. The front wing looks good. Let's check the cockpit. The driver is still in place. The wheels are attached. The rear wing is ready. Everything seems to be coming together. Let's add the last few pieces. And now, I think we are almost done. Let's compare the model with the instructions. The shape looks right. The wheels are in the correct position. The cockpit is complete. The front wing is there. And the rear wing is there. So, I think we can officially say that the build is finished. And here is the finished Aston Martin Formula 1 Lego car. It looks really good. Let's take a closer look. Here is the front. You can see the detailed front wing and the long nose. Now let's look at the side. The green bodywork gives the car a very sporty look. Here is the cockpit with our Lego driver. And now let's look at the back. The rear wing and the rear section look fantastic. And of course we have 4 racing wheels. Let's give the car one more little push. It rolls perfectly. This was a really fun build. It is amazing how a pile of small Lego pieces can turn into a detailed Formula 1 car. And the best part is that we built it one small piece at a time. And that's it for today's Lego build. Our Aston Martin Formula 1 car is finished and ready for the race. Thank you for watching and building with us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Lego builds and fun projects. And tell us in the comments, what Lego car should we build next? Maybe another Formula 1 car? Maybe a supercar? Or maybe something completely different? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.